Hey there, everybody. Yes, it's a little bit early, but most of you know I pop up early. Um, we got to get through all the silly legalities. Hey, Joe. Hi, Gay. Um, yeah, just remember I am a clairvoyant clairaudient, so everything I chat about, it's my own psychic opinion. Hi, Star. And so, yeah, if you have additional questions, go ahead and um, shoot me an email. I know many of you know how to reach me through different. Hi, Mendocino. I've chatted with many of you on the phone and stuff. So if you have questions and concerns, go ahead and reach out and stuff. Yeah, some of you have already gotten your pieces of mail. So my long-term channel members there's a couple of you that still haven't sent me your uh, a postage address. So, but yeah, it's like, remember, hey, clairvoyant, clairaudient, and let's see what goes on. Let me put the link in just in case somebody wants to jump in. Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't here last week, but I had, let's put it this way, sometimes personal life takes priority over YouTube. I'm not one of these people whose life revolves around YouTube, so I do have a life outside of this, away from the computer. And I just, I know other people, it's like, hey, all they do is they're on like hours and hours every day. And I'm like, come on, get a life. I just can't see how people can be online 2, 3, 4, 6 hours at a shot. I mean, it's just not something I just choose not to do. So yeah, a lot of you that I've chatted with, it's like, um, hey, when real life takes priority over the YouTube. Now, yeah, we do have a lot of crazy things happening. I mean, I did notice it was on another platform that, okay, I admit it, I held a few Miss America titles to pay for college. Well, I've noticed in the past decade, the scholarship program has gone really, really woke. It's no longer the weekend after Labor Day, but they've switched everything around and they basically have destroyed the pageant system. And now in the paperwork, they're making the girls sign in the contract to pertaining to, thank you, Joe. Um, they're making the girls kind of like be agreeable, acceptable to that bullshit transgendered nonsense. And should they start putting these drag queen wannabes in the pageants, there's going to be a lot of people standing up and screaming bloody murder. I think Debbie Bryant she was from my original hometown, Overland Park, Kansas. I think she's still around. Vanessa Williams. I know quite a few other gals here in the area. Being a title holder, it's kind of we're a sorority, and when need be, we do reach out and help each other out with different things. So it's going to, once it gets out there more and more, the system is going to have to go back to its old ways of back to Atlantic City. Now, some other crazy things that are going on. Everybody has been talking about the stuff with Savannah Guthrie and her mom. And I've seen some of it, and some of the other ladies psychics have been pulling cards and stuff. And well, while I was doing my little zone out time, I'm like, okay, what's going on with this nonsense? And what I was gifted, the bit of information that was gifted to me is go look at the people that were like lower level on the Today Show staff. Savannah was not so nice to a few people. And because of her behavior, someone basically had their career destroyed. I mean, it might be just a production assistant or tech person, a production tech, like sound, lighting, camera, hair, makeup, wardrobe. Savannah ruined somebody's career while her time on the Today Show. And when you can find that person, there will be a connection because, hey, paybacks are a bitch. And there's a lot of evil people in the film industry that will kick some. If you're on an A-list program and somebody gets jealous, they'll get you kicked off. And if you get kicked off an A-plus program film gig, your career is shot to shit forever. So there was someone's career that was trashed. And this is paybacks are a bitch. Hey, understand, Mustard. Yes. I mean, go ahead. Do housework. I mean, that's what these podcasts are for. You don't have to be glued watching the screen. Just turn up the volume and you can do what you want. Okay? Now, yeah, Romania, yes. Romania, Transylvania. People around Charles's property there are going to start talking. They know stuff. And don't be surprised if you see a petite woman with long dark hair hanging around the property with an alleged child. She is going to have to, like, I mean, we know that KC3, he's on a countdown. He's on a real final countdown, okay? And they're going to announce about the Regency. Harry is going to end up back he wants his protection. Well, the one place he can go and live in the UK that already has the high-tech security all around it is Highgrove, because that's where his daddy goes for when he needs a close-by weekend getaway. I mean, yeah, he's got that house up in Scotland that he turned into basically a trade school, but that's too long. It's like he can take a chopper basically from, okay, they land the choppers in the back garden area of Buck House. And that's like spitting distance from Clarence House. So Chucky goes over to Buck House, gets in the chopper, and it lets him off on the helipad at Highgrove. So that place is like tight, like it's a secure house, high-tech security all over the place. And that's what Henry is going to be told. Do you want great security? Then this is where you go live, Highgrove. And because she's we all know what people either love her or hate her, but because of the questionable offspring situation, she's not going to go there. She's going to go hide out at Chucky's house in Transylvania, because I've got people out on the West Coast, and hey, Lady of the Lake, so there's going to be some interesting information coming my way soon. But she's going to end up there, pretending to be Miss Wonderful. It's going to be quite interesting. Now, yeah, like I said, the regency is going to be announced, and like I've been saying, he'll be off form. He will no longer be officially king by his coronation anniversary, by that first week of May. He is deteriorating very quickly. Now, we are seeing a lot of stuff about Andy. And they're saying, yeah, he's supposed to be living up in Norfolk. Okay, but hi, Myra. I'm not getting Norfolk, England. There's a couple of Norfolks here in the States. And right now, because you've got all these shitheads running the government in the UK, the fact that Andy was working for the Green Glass Building, they don't want to protect him. They want to annihilate him because he knows all the dirt. He has all the secrets. So Norfolk, one of them that's on the East Coast, is pretty close and has a lot of secure areas to live. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's in Norfolk, USA. And some other things, okay, for those of you who live in the Lexington, Kentucky area, or those of you who are into horses, don't be surprised. They have their auctions and horse shows in Lexington. I mean, that's where literally the high-end race horses are, possible race horses are auctioned and are for sale. So you might want to keep an eye on. You're going to see a few members of the BRF popping up in Lexington, Kentucky. And basically they're bringing out a horse to be for breeding purposes. But there's going to be some, yeah, it's, hey, Joe, yeah. Members of the BRF are going to be out there this spring looking for ponies or dealing with ponies. Okay. And yeah, it sounds crazy, but now we know that, okay, I don't know how many of you caught it, but basically Ursula von der Leyen screwed up and Georgia gave her hell. And Georgia is now using the Italian Navy to protect Italy from the shitheads coming up off the beach. The EU idiots are like screaming bloody murder. But yeah, they're also begging England to do the same. But yeah, okay, we know the English government is total mess. And now, right now, the Islamic idiots in the UK are pushing to have all the doggies euthanized. And I've been hearing that some of the shelters, people have been, they have the dog outside area for the homeless doggies, rescue doggies, running around, and people have been tossing over things little goody treats for the doggies that are actually toxic. And a lot of people, it's like they go out and walk their doggies, but you have some Islamic idiot carrying a knife and they're killing the doggies. Now, what we're going to have to do, because they're also trying to do this nonsense here in the United States, everyone with a service animal needs to stand up and scream bloody murder. They come after our animals, our pets, our doggies, our kitties. They harm any animal, any pet. Those fools need to be processed to the extreme of every single non-Sharia law enforcement. I mean, you don't. I mean, they're going after so much. And we're like, no, no more. And right now, Austria is sweating bullets because the current president, obviously that asshole who's, he needs to be re-educated in Austrian history because he thinks it's a good thing for the Islamic idiots to be running through Austria. And now people are starting to, when they see his shit up on the social media, people are rumbling and saying, maybe it's time to bring back the Habsburgs. Because they have zero tolerance for bullshit. And it would not surprise me if within the next 24 months, Austria will have a Habsburg in charge. Don't know if they're going to resurrect the monarchy completely, but you might have one of them running for political office and bring it back to the great country it once was. And yeah, they'll combine with, the Habsburgs will work with Victor. Because right now, Hungary has that former, what is it, assistant mayor or something. Well, she's an idiot. And she's sucking up to the EU. And I watched her interview this morning, and I'm like, what a fucking idiot. We got to get her out. And she will be out. She just embarrassed the hell and now. So yeah, Victor will support in getting the Habsburg back up, and Orban and the Habsburg will really get stuff happening. Let's put it this way. The demon quacks, they are reaching for straws. Okay. Hi, Solarian. They're doing everything and anything to cover their asses and to hide the fact that the truth about Barry, they're trying to hide it. Okay. And because he did make the noise saying, hey, yeah, he'll go for a third term as long as he can sit back and wearing his sweatpants and just telling some puppet what to do. He admitted that that was his third term. And now they're trying to cover his ass because, especially with all the stuff coming out about Fulton County, they're finding all the fraudulent paperwork. And they're going to start finding fraudulent paperwork here in Illinois also, big time. There's going to be a lot of stuff, a lot of poop hitting the fan. I mean, we now have the Illinois primary election for everybody who's running is March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. So, and in Chicago, a lot of people start drinking green beer with breakfast. So I can just picture a lot of demon quacks trying to say, oh, that guy was drunk when they came in to vote, so we have to disavow that vote. They're going to try to use the fact it's St. Patrick's Day to screw up the voting count. It's not going to be good. It's really crazy because now we've got a lot of, Starmer is saying you got to stay, the UK has to stand on its own feet. Well, yeah, Donald has been, they've had those meetings this past week. Okay. And they're talking to the different sides of Iran, and Donald has been talking with Reza. Reza will be back on his throne, will be put on his throne in 27. And because of that, we've got all these Islamic idiots who want to see everybody eliminated, and expect some nastiness to hit this coming Wednesday. February 18th is Ash Wednesday. And that day is when a lot of Christians go to church service in the morning, and they put the ashes on, do the sign of the cross on the forehead. It's a Christian thing. And the Islamic idiots will be using that as a target, and anyone who is openly having that, make sure, hi Maria, make sure you've got legal self-protection with you on Wednesday. Make sure you've got it. Like if you're out in public, you're walking down the sidewalk, make sure you have a lit cigarette, or ladies, you can have like a mini can of aerosol hairspray in your pocket, spray it in their face, in their eyes. That'll sting. And if you look in the travel size sections at the big stores, they now have little tiny aerosol containers of Lysol, which is like a disinfectant. And guys, everyone, if you have one of those in your pocket, it's like, and your law enforcement looks, hey, I spray it in case I have to use a public potty. Makes sense, but spraying that in their face can do some serious damage to an Islamic idiot. We've got to get these people out. I mean, today I saw that there have been several more deaths in Nigeria because they're going after Christians. And of course, we know that the Islamic idiots were given free rein by Hitler's people to do whatever they wanted to the Jews in the Middle East. But now we've got, and they still have that mentality, okay, we can do whatever we want to the Jewish population of the world. And now the stupid idiots, thanks to Angela Merkel, they're trying to destroy the rest of the Western world. And people are like having fits, and they're going on and on about Ukraine and this and that and Russia. Well, the reason they say that Putin got more of Eastern Ukraine, well, that's Western Russia. That's the Pale. And Putin believes in Judeo-Christian religions. And that's why he's trying to get that area back, because that area was, hey, it's a Jewish area of Russia. Okay. Oh. Donnie, the dirt is coming out about him. Yeah, his mom actually directed the movie Vanity Fair with Reese Witherspoon. And if you notice, Reese Witherspoon has been basically out of sight since this asshole, Mamdani, started making noise about running for mayor. Because, one of the big movies, Vanity Fair with her, was directed by his mommy. And they say, oh, he's Indian. No, his family is Muslim. Look all the way back. They were part of the Muslims that were kicked out of India during the partition. That's why they went down to Africa. Okay? And yeah, he's making life luxury for if you pray 5 times a day in New York, but if you don't, you're literally out on the streets in NYC. Well, they forgot that I think New York, state of New York, also has this thing called the Equal Rights Amendment. So basically, we need some people to go and file charges for him violating the Equal Rights Amendment of the state of New York, just like people are going to be doing that here in Illinois. We've got people who have come in illegally that are getting everything handed to them on a platinum platter. All those of us who did work and did what needed to be done, we're on poverty level. And our benefits are being cut. So the Islamic idiots can send money back home to fund the destruction of the Western world. And what's really disgusting is, okay, this past weekend was Friday the 13th. Mamdani is going to, let's put it this way, I don't get him being in a courtroom. It's more like one day he'll be there, the next day he'll be gone. Okay? Here today, gone tomorrow. And then his wife will tell all. His wife has a lot of dirt on him. And to save her ass, she will spill the beans. Now, I'm not sure how many people here in the States are. There was a massive student walkout nationwide. I'm like, okay, kids all cut class and walked out to protest ICE. They're walking around with pro-Palestinian flags. I'm like, you idiots. Don't you realize those people want to see you gone? Where were the truant officers? They saw these kids were ditching class. Where are the truant officers? Since nobody did their job last Friday, they need to be cut from the school district payroll, from the county payrolls. Okay? Once William is in, William's going to be in charge really soon. He's going to dissolve everything and call in for new general elections across the board. Anyone who has an office, they're SOL. They can't run for re-election. He's going to get rid of all the shitheads. He's going to say general election across the board. And they're going to be very tight about voter registration and identification. Okay? Now, Solarian, soon as William gets in, he can call immediately for a new election. You don't have to wait 2 years. He will do it ASAP. Now, Pritzker, J.B. Pritzker, Hyatt Hotel Corp. Everybody has seen what he has done to Illinois. And they put Mondami in to make Baboon Johnson and Pritzker look good. Okay? Yeah, they've got Newsom. Newsom makes Pritzker look good, and now they've got Mondami to make Baboon look good. But there's enough of us here from Illinois, the Chicago area, on social media, calling out the crap that they're doing. It's going to be right now we're in an unofficial regency in the UK, but William will have control over everything. It may be a full, complete regency where Chucky's in hospice care, but by the anniversary of the coronation, William will be in charge. Okay, officially in charge. And we've got to keep an eye on these stupid kids. Okay, and we're seeing a lot of these kids are upset. And they're coming out of school and they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. And we're getting these idiots who are taking on jobs and they can't even speak American English. Yeah, I mean, sorry, folks, but this country was founded by the Scots. And we did some digging, and yeah, my dad's side goes all the way back to, I think it was like 1730. And I guess someone in the family said I could qualify for Daughters of the American Revolution. Well, yeah, let's put it, folks. If you can't speak American English, if you refuse to learn, go back to your family's country of origin. And that means every single stupid ass Puerto Rican, especially last Sunday night with that Bad Bunny bastard. Sorry, no. The official language is English. Take all your Spanish because you cried and whined and refused to assimilate. Rip it down, people. Start ripping that dual language crap and throw it in the garbage. Put it in the paper shredder. They want to be Americans? Learn and speak American English. If you refuse to, then you're not a true American. And these people from Puerto Rico, you're a territory. With a stroke of a pen, you can be cut loose and you'll be SOL. No longer a U.S. territory, and you have to fend for yourself. And you'll have to go back home. And especially if you're in medical offices, if you've got people who will not speak American English, even simple mispronunciations of names, that's a dead giveaway. If they can't say your name correctly, get the hell out, because the doctors are allowing his staff to let things fall through the cracks. Because many medications are very difficult to pronounce. And if you slightly mispronounce one syllable, that could mean a completely different medication. And one crazy thing that was brought up, okay, you see your medicine bottles and it'll say to take once a day. ONCE. Well, in Spanish, that means 11. So you could have some shithead who prefers to speak their Spanish, their derelict, bastardized version of it, and you'll have someone taking a medication instead of one time a day, 11 times a day. Yeah. Learn English. Otherwise, a lot of people could be dead from faulty medical personnel. They need to be called out, and if they don't want to, terminate them. And if the doctors tolerate medical personnel that disrespect real Americans, don't trust that doctor. He's allowing it to happen. Okay? I mean, it's I've been called out, and I've called out a few doctors' practices about it. They say, "Oh, you're racist." I go, "No, I'm not. I'm standing up for Americans." And because I'm standing up, I did talk to a couple people, and they're like, the time is now for you to start to put together a nonprofit for people living with RSD CRPS, because I've been having to deal with many medical personnel who don't understand what living with RSD CRPS is like. And they're like, oh, you're rude. No, I'm in pain. I'm not going to be nice. You guys fuck up, I'm calling you out on it. I'm not, hey, if you can't speak American English or you refuse to, go back to the country where your family's country of origin. I call them out because their sloppiness can, not only did they screw up on some of the stuff with me, how many other people with my condition have they dropped the ball on and caused a big mess on? So I am going to be working on that, and it's going to be for awareness and education. And that's why it's like, tell these freaking people who refuse to speak American English, get the hell out of my country, the country that my ancestors founded. So I can only say, my country, get the heck out. Okay? Now, let me drop it. Okay, I saw there was a couple more questions in here. Yeah. William will be in charge, and he'll be in charge by May, and it'll be announced that he's the big cheese, and he's going to call out for a lower ranking member of the family will be accosted on a city street. Because remember, the British royal family is huge, totally huge. Okay? And people forget that it's not just the Mountbatten Windsors. Okay? There's the Kents, the Gloucesters, and the Snowdens, and tons of people. It's going to be one of the younger girls who is going to be attacked. And that's when William is going to say, out. And because, yeah, it's going to be out. Okay? It's going to be crazy. All right? It's, you're right, correct, Solarian. It's like, hey, when my grandfather came here, he spoke Austrian German. Hi, Deutsch. He had to learn to speak American English. He learned how to get his citizenship, and if any of his kids accidentally said danke, which is thank you, he would get whacked on the back of the head. You're Americans. Speak English. Okay? So, you know, we have to stand up and fight. And especially, they need to be speaking the King's English in the UK. They come, assimilate. If you can't, go back. Go back. Ship them back to Afghanistan. Pakistan and Afghanistan, okay? Or whatever Muslim country in Africa they came from. Some of these professionals, they don't realize they get embarrassed because somebody like me is calling them out on their inept stuff, okay? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's not going to be Lady Louise Solarian. It's going to be like one of the, it's not going to be one of Elizabeth and Philip's girls, but it's going to be like a member, it's going to be one of their cousins, grandkids, okay? Yeah, one of QE2's cousins, grandkids, that's who's going to be assaulted, okay? Now, do we have any other questions? Is anybody else wanting to come up? Yeah, if you don't want to learn the language and the customs, get the hell out. And people need to stand up and fight. And we all know number 10, yeah, people need to be holding up signs at the front and back door, on the sidewalk in front of Clarence house, and really write to Camilla because she loves her puppy dogs. Let her know how many stray doggies have been euthanized, and not in a nice way, by those Islamic idiots, because she loves her doggies. And when she hears about doggies being sent across the Rainbow Bridge by these Islamic idiots, she's going to put pressure onto Chucky. Okay? And we know Catherine and William love their puppies. Isn't Catherine's brother a doggy breeder? So it's going to play on Camilla's sympathies with the doggies, and she will continue to put the heat on Chucky. Okay? That's the way to do it. It's okay, the Cubs. I don't know. I really haven't looked at the Chicago Cubs this year. Oh, Cuba. Well, let's put it this way. Donald has already said F you to Cuba, and now they're scrambling. Okay? And Cuba is actually hasn't allowed the Islamic idiots in. Yeah. And yeah, I know I saw the news about the alleged family. Okay, in Venezuela, a lot of the political prisoners are in, the people that were ripping off everybody. Well, now their family members are hunger strike. Well, shut the fuck up. Your family was destroying the country. Yeah, the hunger strike. Yeah, people aren't selling you goods because they know you've got a stockpile down in your basement. Cuba will, the real Cubans, the good ones, they will be exposing a lot. They will be screaming bloody murder. It's going to come out in the wash with them. Yeah, it's we need to notify all your service dog organizations, charities, and we have to write people, please, in the UK and the Commonwealth, please bombard Camilla with letters about the doggies. She will, and they also don't like horses. Chucky likes his horses. He played polo. So think of their fur babies. Use that as the back door to get into, to really harass Chucky. And let Catherine and William know about it. But it won't be somebody out of the QE2 and Phillips line that gets attacked. It'll be like one of her cousin's grandchildren, like the Gloucesters and the Kents and what is it? There's some, or even a Mountbatten. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, folks, I know I have people who watch in other Euro countries and do the little translate stuff. So, yeah, stand up for your country. If they're not speaking your language correctly or refuse to assimilate, you don't have to be nice to those assholes. Especially if you see these little girls all covered up in a black tent. Call the police and have them pulled over for child abuse and have that tent taken off that little girl. If the little girl is bruised, then the adults with her are taken in child abuse. Start calling them out for what they're doing. Physically abuse of little girls. It's one way of getting them out. We've been doing that here in my area. And a few of the little girls, when they did the checkups, they found a few of them with gonorrhea and chlamydia. And these are little girls under the age of 6. And the mummies are under the age of 18. Yeah. That's how we get back at these freaking Islamic idiots who want to see everybody across the bridge. Okay? Lady of the Lake. Wait till one of the English bobbies. There's going to be a daughter assaulted big time. As soon as that starts happening, they're going to be shit out of luck in the UK. Okay? And people are asking civil war here in the States. I go, yeah, they're trying to do shit down in you know what? It's called, I hate to say this, Lady of the Lake. You're going to have to find somebody with an illness like HIV or syphilis. And let a few of the guys have fun with her and don't tell them. That will, infect them with a STD. That's one way of getting rid of them. And it may be the way we have to. And yes, those of you who are in the UK, I do have WhatsApp activated on my phone. So if you need to, yeah, you reach out to me, shoot me an email. And those of you who are on X, I know you're watching there too. Shoot me a message. I'll get back to you through the WhatsApp thing, and you can let me know what you want me to spill the beans out. Because, hey, in my situation, are they going to go after a woman who's on disability, who has basically nothing? They're going to be looking like the freaking, going to the courtroom, Your Honor, this is my income. Yeah, once every blue moon, I might get a little bit of something, but it's not enough to make a difference in my lifestyle. That's about it. So, yeah, and I do want to remind people, I have been chatting with a lot of people over the weekend because it was Valentine's Day, and I did chat with some of the other channel creators, and yeah, one of the gals, it's the Psychic LJ show, Louise. I sent her a really cute, like a kitty cat carrying a rose, because she has kitty cats, and she goes, oh my gosh, thank you, Yetta. And she's so busy. She goes, I wish I had time to chat, but she goes, her older son all of a sudden was gifted with a weekend getaway for Valentine's weekend. So her older son and his wife are off on a romantic getaway, and Louise is very busy with her granddaughter. And of course, we know that she takes care of her parents, and Adam, her younger son, at times has a mind of his own. So she has been so busy this weekend, making sure that Valentine's has been happy for everybody, taking care of the little one, and she still has the little one tonight. So she's like, I'm sorry, folks, I can't be online. I'm just too damn busy. Well, yeah, her parents are older, so she made sure it's a nice Valentine weekend for them. And her granddaughter and her younger son, so she's there. It's 4 generations of the Jones family all together celebrating. And why break it up to go online? So let her have a great time with her family. Okay? And she'll be back next week. She told me. But just like my stuff, I'll be back next week. Let people know. And if you have questions or comments, go ahead, put them in there, and shoot me an email. And yeah, I do have the stuff, the links in there for Cash App and Venmo and PayPal and whatever. So everybody enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Yeah, someone's asked me off on the phone. They're like, "What are you cooking for dinner?" I'm making basically chicken in Alfredo sauce. I have to look to see which pasta I have in the fridge. I think I have butterflies, so I'll do chicken with Alfredo sauce, and I'll probably toss in some, I don't know, peas or asparagus, and a little bit of sun-dried tomatoes. So everybody have a great Sunday afternoon. And remember, take something to protect yourself with on Ash Wednesday. Okay, everyone stay cool. Got questions? Reach out. Okay, catch you later, folks. Bye-bye.